You're welcome to this channel. I'll be discussing a few relationship topics with you, and that doesn't make me an expert relationship advisor. Today, I'll be discussing a few relationship questions I've been asked a few times and questions I came across on the internet. Serious relationship questions, and I hope that my candid opinion to them might help you. If it doesn't, always remember that I said this: I am not a professional relationship advisor. I'm just giving my candid opinions. Boy-girl stories, boy meets girl, girl meets boy. It's been happening soon. It's not going to stop happening anytime soon. This is how human beings evolved from the Garden of Eden till date. Adam met Eve. Your mom met your dad. Okay, so the first question of interest that I'll be treating right now is, when is a relationship said to be exclusive? So there are relationships and then there are friendships, but when we're talking relationships, when are they said to be exclusive? I'll be treating them right here in this video, so stick with me, okay? Yeah, I received a call from a friend a few days back, and he was discussing and about this girl with whom he's obviously in love with. I could tell from his story that the girl also has a few feelings for him. Some feelings. Now, he's concerned about this girl not picking his calls most times, not returning these calls most times, despite confessing her love for him. So he wants to quit it all. When he told me this story, I asked him a question. I said, "Boy, what are you trying to quit?" He said, "This relationship, of course." Boy, this doesn't sound like a relationship to me. He said, "What you mean?" "I just told you I love her, she loves me too." I said, "Yeah, you could be in love with someone, they could be in love with you, but you're not in a relationship with them." So he said, "So tell me, what makes it a relationship? I was hoping to get married to her." Come on, you're talking about marriage? You got balls, man. So let's discuss the first issue. You seem to be running faster than your shadow boy. Did you guys ever sit to discuss that you were dating each other, and did you guys talk about having no interest to explore other potential partners further? Yeah, I got you. What makes it a relationship is when the two of you sit down as adults and talk. I'm talking about when you decide you don't want to stop, you're tired of experimenting, you don't want to go on experimenting, you see her as the one, and you want to see how you work this out for the future. And they agree with you that they want to stick with you and work out this relationship for the sake of the future. Okay, so when you guys don't sit down to talk about this, I think that's risky. When you love someone and they love you back, it doesn't guarantee that you guys are in a relationship. In fact, assuming that someone is dating just you, assuming that they have no other person in their lives, just because you don't know their other friends, makes you naive. Okay, so you're only permitted to assume that you're in a relationship. You're only permitted to claim being in a relationship when you have sat down with the other individual and have discussed being in a relationship with them. At this time of their life, they also are willing to settle and work things out with you. In fact, it's a relationship when the both of you agree that it's more exciting to explore each other more than it is to seek out new partners. So If one of you is still interested in meeting somebody else, if one of you is still interested in meeting a better individual, a better partner, then I'll tell you the truth. That ain't no relationship. That's not a relationship. So that takes me to the second question. The second question is this: how do you build trust in a relationship? How? How do you build trust in a relationship? Okay? Well, most relationships end up with people getting married and living happily ever after. I've also come across relationships that end in hearts being broken. It's very tricky to think that because there are butterflies everywhere and you love them so much and they love you so much, then they wouldn't hurt you. That's a big lie. In fact, human nature is such that we make mistakes, and these mistakes inevitably make the people around us uncomfortable. So your partner is not an angel yet. Same with you. You're not an angel yet. So you're capable of making mistakes that will make your partner uncomfortable, and your partner is capable of making mistakes that will make you uncomfortable too. You get that? Okay, that said, the fact that your partner has hurt you along sometime in the relationship does not mean that you can't build trust on them. The fact that you have hurt your partner at one time in the relationship does not mean that you're not capable of earning their trust. Okay, the main ingredient with earning trust is not the fact that you don't get to hurt your partner at one time or the other because you're imperfect. The main ingredients of building trust in a relationship is taking responsibility. And I'm talking about understanding that your flaws can be very uncomfortable for your partner, and then taking responsibility for explaining yourself, taking responsibility for apologizing, taking responsibility to make a promise not to repeat this mistake again. You know, there are people who, it's one thing when your partner has done something to offend you, it's another thing when you already know inside of you that they wouldn't have done anything intentionally just to hurt you. Okay? So somebody makes a mistake and you know deep inside of you that she wouldn't have done it with intentions of hurting me. He wouldn't have done this with an intention of hurting me. That is where trust begins. So if you're still in doubt as to whether they've committed mischief just to get you offended, if you still believe they can do anything because they think they can get away with it, you've grown soft because you love them, and then you can't take actions against them, and then you can't quit the relationship and they're taking advantage of you, then you can't trust them. If you're like that, your partner can't trust you. So how you build trust in a relationship is becoming aware of how your response to your mistakes affect your partner.